Hello, beloved tribe. We have so many exciting shares today. Thank you all. And I also want to share with you. So I got to get on a one-on-one call with a musician recently, and it was expressed to me, and something that a lot of us have felt if you've been on this path for a while, is that you're just done playing for free anymore. You don't want to play for free anymore. Now, if you're just starting your musical path, then of course you're still learning some of the tools. But if you've been on your path for a while, it might have been getting old that you are playing out, playing out, playing out, and you're done playing for free. So I have a couple things I want to share with you. Of course, my own experience. If you've been watching and listening to my own story, you know that I intimately understand this, and I actually proactively chose for almost 4 years to play for free. And the reason why is because I was living in a gift economy. I am living in a gift economy model, which means that all of my music concerts and all of the offerings of music are given as a gift from my heart. This makes me an expert about this because I have a lot of places that I had to go into very deeply within myself. So I'm going to be sharing some of the wisdom that I was able to extract from my own experience of only playing for free for the last almost 4 years as a life experiment with what this topic takes us to. Okay, so the reason why that's not working for you. So I'm going to just say some of the reasons. You could definitely be adding to this. The reason why is because you don't feel valued. So here you are giving your all on stage, and then afterwards you might just get a couple dollars in your donation vessel, or if you're out playing, you get nothing at all. You're doing it for the exposure, so you kind of justify it, but the truth behind it all is that you don't feel valued. And then more so, you know this is your calling, so you just want to keep playing out, and yet you just feel like you're giving, giving, giving. And the problem with that is that there's not a equal energy exchange that's happening. You just feel like you're being sucked dry, and it is a very yucky feeling. And then in addition to that, something that we talk about a lot is that you just can't pay your bills. So there's a lot of reasons why you may be done playing for free. Well, there's two solutions, at least, to explore with a new frame of thought for today. The first one I'm not going to go into a lot because there's a lot of resources out there. The first one is just saying perhaps you are on a self-exploration of learning about your scarcity mindset. You may not know that you are worthy to be paid yet. You may not know how yet to create your wealth. And that's a skill set. And just getting to those basic blocks of learning what a creator you are is pretty intense and pretty important for you to do if you do not feel valued as a musician. So I would encourage you to take action on that one and go forward with it. Now, I do have tools on that, but I'm not going to talk about that one in this video. That's another one. So we'll go into that another time. The second one is where I really want to go with you, because this really ignites me, especially in this group, because I know my audience. I know I'm talking to Lightworker musicians. The second reason for you to consider of why you're getting paid for free has nothing to do with a scarcity mindset, because you are actually in full alignment with the abundance that you know you are. You've already done that work, so you're wondering why you're still getting nothing. I'm going to call out the divinity in you right now. This is how I see you, and this is from my own personal experience and my own story. You are a leader of humanity, taking us from the third dimension to the fifth dimensional plane. On the fifth dimensional plane, what that means, and now I'm telling you, if you already feel like something's there for you, even if you don't even know what I'm talking about, and it goes right past your logical brain of what is she talking about, right there's something that's being ignited in you. Yes, there's something here for me. That's something to trust, and keep listening. On the fifth dimensional plane, the currency is the offerings of our heart. Your heart's offering is the currency. Relationships are the currency. The more you invest time and space and energy and love in your relationships on the fifth dimensional plane, the richer you are. And that is where we are going as a collective consciousness. So if you are playing for free and you're feeling a little bit resentful of that, it's an invitation for you to have one little switch. Instead of saying you're a victim, you are not a victim. You are a leader. You are taking us somewhere where we're going. Now, how does that pay your bills? Okay, so this is even better. On the fifth dimensional plane, you have such a knowingness of your divinity that you are more powerful than your bills. You are more powerful than your mortgage. You are more powerful than your grocery money. You are more powerful, and you know it with a knowingness. And so perhaps to consider with this second possibility of why you're playing for free is that you don't actually have to rely on your donation vessel at the end of your gig to be your source of abundance. You have it always. You're breathing in it always. Now, of course, you're running right. Well, that's really lovely on paper, on the etheric world. But what about my mortgage? What about my rent? This is the game. This is the game that you are being asked to consider. Well, there it is. You have one foot in the third dimension and 1 foot in the fifth dimension. You are a leader of humanity. You have all of the tools and resources inside of you to know how to make the jump over and over and over again. And I am talking from my own personal experience because I got to live so far almost 4 years in a gift economy model, giving free concerts. How's that possible? I was able to go around the whole wide world, 14 different countries with this. And so this is something I feel very passionate about. I see you as one of humanity's leaders. So if you feel excited about this one and the other one that I just talked about with the scarcity mindset, if you are on that path, then please do that work. We need you to do that work. Get on that work. And if you feel like you want to reach out to me and that, then please do reach out to me. If you feel like this is where you're going is, yes, I know something about what she's saying is correct and true, and I know it in this inner knowing, this calling that I've got to be a leader for humanity, then I have an exercise for you. Those of you who are just feeling resentful and that icky feeling of I'm not being valued when I'm playing out for free, okay? Especially because the world we live in right now does not actually value the gift of free. We see, oh, look, she doesn't really value her music because she's giving it for free. We don't have any room for that as the leaders. We don't have room for that. So I honor your opinion of me. Thank you so much. I'm doing something else over here. Blessings on your path. I have something really particular to bring to the table here. So here's my invitation, my exercise for you to try at your next gig. And there's 5, 6 different parts of it. So if you want to get pen and paper out, or if you want to watch the video later. If you know that you are a leader of humanity, I want you to first begin your gig with a ceremony. Now, you probably do that already, but this is another invitation to really get clear because the universe is listening to you. As a Lightworker musician, you are a leader of humanity. Do a ceremony before you get on stage. Part of that ceremony, I'd like you to declare yourself as a leader of humanity. Right then, you have taken yourself off of the scarcity of, oh my gosh, I hope they pay me afterwards. I hope I get enough tips for rent, blah, 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 all of those things that our brains do. You are a leader of humanity. You're going to do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter how much they give you or don't give you. You are a leader of humanity. Every single song on that stage that you sing is a leader of humanity singing. So number 3, get vulnerable. Now, I can already tell that many of you have already made a habit of getting vulnerable. If you have that resentment around, oh, I just gave my whole heart and they gave me nothing, then this is for you to look at your relationship with humanity. You are a leader. You are taking us to a really amazing place, and you're not alone in doing it. You are very, very supported. So your level of vulnerability is heart to heart on that stage. And I would actually even ask you to do an experiment with your audience and say to them, hey, beloved audience, I'm going to do an experiment with you. I'm going to show you my heart more than I ever have, and I'm going to just see what happens. I'm going to tell the stories behind these songs, and I'm going to tell the parts of the song that are actually really vulnerable for me, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm doing an experiment in vulnerability because I know that that connecting my heart with yours tonight is exactly the experience I want to have. Will you all support me in doing that? What is your audience going to do with that? I'll tell you my own experience. One time when I said something like that, I put my arms out like this, and they all put their arms out like this to me too, and then we were just misty-eyed. We are ready to connect in that way that is beyond brothers and sisters. We are deeper soul family. So getting vulnerable, even possibly sharing with them, hey, I'm going to do an experiment with you tonight. I'm going to do a level of vulnerability that I've never done before. Next, connect with your audience after the show. Go out to them and do nothing but listen. Listen to them. Ask a question and then listen. With your heart wide open. And of course, if they ask you questions, you can answer, but with the intent of being of service and connecting with them. And then when you go home, this is the last step, number 5, go home and say, thank you for the opportunity that I got to be a leader of humanity tonight. Now, I know that gratitude does not pay the bills. I mean, maybe it does, but like sometimes we don't know the 1 unit of gratitude equaling the 1 unit of food money. This is a step to start. You're going to get a lot more thrilling ideas because you're going to be in alignment with your role for all of us. So I can't wait to hear what happens if you decide to do this. And then I'm going to pretend that you don't have food at home, okay? I'm going to pretend that you don't have that because you're not getting paid and you're in that dire situation, which I've been in, so I totally understand. Perhaps you have rice and beans. Eat your rice and beans. So grateful that you are a leader of humanity. And then watch a movie about Gandhi and Mandela and someone who inspires you because you are right there with them. You are right there being a leader of humanity. So whatever feels good to you, perhaps even offer to connect with a friend and say, hey, I'll cook if you provide the food, I'll do the cooking. I mean, whatever it feels good to you, of course, but know that there are resources even beyond that, and so that you are always connected to the resources of being a leader of humanity, taking us from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension and being a bridge for that consistently. What I want to say to you is how supported you are in doing this work. You are not on that stage alone. There are so many of us on that stage together. How does that feel? How does that feel? There's a thrill in my heart knowing that I am on stage being vulnerable and I don't need anything from this audience. I just want to offer a gift of my heart. That feels so pure and feels so good to be that level of vulnerability. It really does. And that's where your power is. I want you to know something that is my experience as well. People pay for vulnerability. People want to give to people who have expressed who they are. Now, I will not be putting any promises on that because I don't know what your experience will be, but people like to give exchanges with people who have a tender heart towards them. So perhaps this is the place that you get to go if you are tired, fully sick and tired of playing for free. It perhaps is some inner work and a couple ways of seeing yourself empowered that will make all the difference. And I look forward to hearing from you how that goes for you. If you'd like to feel even more supported in this is a really important one, really important. And if you feel like you're done feeling unseen in this way, and actually even more so if you're done playing for audiences who can't see you, reach out to me. This is one of the things that I offer the clients, and I'll give you the same results that I give my clients. I love assisting musicians in getting in front of their perfect audiences who can see them and appreciate them. That's really important. Makes you a lot happier. So reach out to me if that's something that you're looking for, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for everyone who sent me lots of love with lots of hearts. Lots of love to you all. Have a wonderful afternoon.